This is the painting that this idea originally came from. It was based on my son and daughter-in-law's wedding in Israel about 7 years ago when they were married on a mountaintop outside Jerusalem. And it wasn't supposed to be specifically them, but it was just based on some of the beautiful things, the sky changing during the wedding from dusk to dark, and the chuppah flapping in the breeze, which when I painted it kind of turned into like a dove's wing, and the Beis HaMikdash kind of dreamily up in the corner, which symbolizes, of course, that every Jewish home is building a bit of the Beis HaMikdash and is a Beis HaMikdash in miniature. And there was some ideas from Chassidus and Kabbalah in the two poles of the chuppah, one representing the Eitz HaDas and one representing the Eitz HaChaim. At any rate, a friend of ours saw this and thought, wow, he'd like to have something along those lines for representing his chasana, even though his chasana was different, and asked if I could do that, incorporating the particulars of his chasana. I said, I would love to try. Here we are about an hour into things or so, just kind of mapping out, not trying to get caught up in the details, the basic structure of their faces, where they are on the canvas, the chuppah, shading, going back and forth between shading and highlighting, and we'll see where we go from here. Here we are on about day 3, so getting things kind of mapped out and working mostly on their faces and the position of their bodies, and still lots of changes to go and lots of tweaking, but starting to feel like the presence of this particular couple is there. So trying to work both with their physical appearance and with their energy and personalities. So here we are. We first started working with pictures that they sent me from their chasana, and the goal wasn't to make a portrait, but to make a reasonable look like them, and to also, I had kind of a free rein to incorporate some just more abstraction, just painterly things and dreaminess, and instead of the Beis HaMikdash, they wanted 770 up in the corner. So it kind of went through many changes as I worked on it. They are a very Lebedik couple, and the poles of the chuppah to me just kind of were almost like ribbons of streaming, and it's just streaming like with lots of bright colors, kind of symbolizing their happy energy. And even though it's a Chabad chasana, we decided together to have the Kala's face pretty much show. There's a little bit of a translucent veil because it's a painting. It's not supposed to be an accurate portrait. It's supposed to be just kind of a general, incorporated lots of different pictures before the chuppah, during the chuppah, after the chuppah, and it's just supposed to be the general symbol of their chasana, but we want to be able to see her beautiful face. Just the idea that under the chuppah is their home, and there's a lot of light around, and shechina around the chassan and kala, and of course light and energy coming out from 770 into the world and into their particular chuppah and home, Mitzvah Shem. And this is our final portrait, and we're very exciting to have this beautiful, I hope, representation of the beginning of their beautiful life together, and something that they will continue to enjoy.